Hey, how you doing? Adam here. The date is currently 9/11/2016. The time is 9:34 p.m. So, I'm back to my usual time because I was at like 10, I think, yesterday. I don't even remember. It might have been 2 days ago. Sometimes I remember things. I find actually that as I get older, my memory tends to um, it just bunches everything together. I'm usually good about remembering like what year shit happens. Like I know a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people say that as you get older, like the time just sort of like blends together. Like you don't remember like, oh, well that was 5 years ago or whatever. Like that hasn't seemed to have happened to me yet. I mean, it could still happen, but I seem to be segmenting time pretty much the same way I did when I was like 17 or like, even younger. I say segmenting. Even thinking back on it, because people always say time speeds up as you get older, but I really think that's just a trick of perception. Because I remember back in 2006, and I was 19 in 2006, so time's supposed to be going pretty slow. I thought I heard something. Sorry. Time's supposed to be going pretty slow when you're 19. But I remember. Most of the year was 19. I remember actually thinking in this summer, I remember having this thought specifically in the summer of 2009 that, man, it's already summer already? It feels like it just turned 2006. I remember we were driving on Baltimore Pike, or my mom was driving. I was in the passenger seat, and I was looking at the Pizza Hut on Baltimore Pike as I was thinking this thought. I remember thinking, man, it's 6 months have gone by already, because it just seemed like the year was going quickly. So, I've had that same perception of time, like every time it gets to the summer, I always think, Jesus, it's summer already. So, it must not be time speeding up. It must be just some perceptual thing, though, I don't know what I'm comparing the time to, I don't know why time seems so much slower when you're a kid. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't seem so much slower. Maybe it's the same thing. It's just, maybe you don't think about death as much when you're a kid. I didn't start thinking about death so much. Well, I think it came on early for me because I hear a lot of people talking about, they start thinking about death at like 30. I started thinking about death when I was like 20, or even before that, like maybe 18. I really just, my own mortality became very apparent to me. Very apparent to me. Like when I was 18, or maybe even, I don't know. I can't pinpoint when it actually came about, but that's when it seems to have, started springing up, But, I really am not much of a different person as I am. Maybe slightly more nuanced of a person, slightly more nuanced personality than I had when I was 18. That was a bit too, I couldn't control, I didn't have as much command of myself, I think, as I do now, a couple months away from 30. And I'll probably be saying the same thing when I'm 40. So, all this shit is probably relative. Like perception of time, getting older, that kind of thing. That's probably just all relative until you hit the objective thresholds, which are, on the extremes of the, young and old. So, you probably hit objective thresholds when you get old, like when it starts really breaking down. And you probably hit objective thresholds like puberty is probably an objective threshold. But after that, what would be the reverse of puberty? Cancer? When you really start going downhill, or coronary artery disease. Who knows? Yeah, so 4:40. Yeah, first day of football was today. Eagles won pretty handily. Carson Wentz looks like he's going to be a good quarterback. But, yeah, I mean, you can never judge a quarterback on his first game. Because, I mean, RG3 had a really good first game against the Saints a couple years ago in his rookie year, but, look at him now. We played against him today, and he looked like shit. He's just a shit quarterback, I think. But, he looked really good on his first day. So you can't judge a quarterback on... But there's something about this guy I like. But, I say that about every quarterback that comes to the Eagles. I'm always wearing the blinders. Always wearing the fucking Kool-Aid glasses. Drinking the Kool-Aid. Wearing the sunglasses. But, I feel like sports is just one area where I allow myself to be somewhat, like, fuck it, no objectivity. Because, I mean, why apply objectivity to sports watching? Why not? Why would you never not be a homer? I mean, that's the whole point of being a fan, is that you cheer for your team and you're all in with your fucking team. This isn't like an objective analysis of your fucking team. What the hell's the point of that? And it's the same thing with like music and stuff. Like, I see people, like, they have, it's like this objective analysis. And I have to say, I've been guilty of this myself. Some kind of sound going on out there. I don't know if I'm being heard. Whatever. It's always this, like, fucking subjective or objective analysis of music. But, never any enjoyment of it. Music is meant to be enjoyed. It was this thought I had. I'm not sure if I've actually talked about this on here, but it's like, I always thought, like, I remember watching this video of a Weezer concert on YouTube, and there was just something about the way that the drum beat hit something about the way the drummer was playing the drums that it made it feel like a roller coaster, instead of like a song. Like, when you're going to a concert, you're going to like an amusement park, like the feeling of going to an amusement park instead of going to like an art gallery or something. I think there's some kind of distinction there where you're using music to take people for a ride, and you're also, and the other end of it is using music to, like, I don't know, impress musicians. It's two, like, opposing schools of thought. I think probably both have validity, like conservatism and liberalism dichotomies. I'm always thinking in fucking black and white. What are we up to? 7:44? Yeah, but such is the life. Yeah, it's like, I always wonder if, like, these thoughts I have are just, like, the same thought. Or it's just, like, I should say, I wonder if they have any validity, because it just feels like the same thought taking a different form. Like, it feels like everything I say is just the same fucking thing I'm always saying. I feel like I'm just saying one thing over and over again. It's just taking a different form. And I feel like kind of like everybody in the world is like that. Like, they just have this one thing they keep saying that just takes a different form every time they say it. Every time they open their mouth, it's just, they're saying they're saying the same thing they've always said their whole life. It's just taking a different form. I just had a moment there where I was thinking, like, if anybody ever edited this together in like a fucking, like some kind of like compilation, God, I'm always thinking of the most egotistical nonsense. 8:52. Yeah. Get 'em. Turn in your key cards. I don't know why I thought of the Get 'em speech after that Michael Vick Redskins game. It's a classic sports meltdown of all time. God, some funny shit that comes out of fucking SP. Most underrated board ever. 927, 928. God, I got nothing to say now. PA system, drums, bass guitar, guitar amplifier, Fender, 2x2 12 combo amp, 100 watts. Just naming off my equipment for the next 30 seconds. because we're almost to the end of this thing, and then I could just click out of it and then start editing together, or, just edit together the video, render it, upload it, upload the one from last night, and then, I have to upload the one from last night. Actually, I do want to upload the other ones, so it's not like a 4-day delay, so, you don't feel like you're listening to me on some fucking delay. Okay. Goodbye.